Good morning, Your Grace. It is 11:30. I have taken the liberty of bringing you your breakfast. My name is Hartley. I am the valet your father hired on your behalf. Oh, no, Your Grace. You need not worry. It is already sorted out. I am technically under your father's employment, and as such he has already taken care of my salary and boarding arrangements, so I can begin work immediately. My work hours are from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. on weekdays. From the moment you rise to the moment you retire for the evening, I will be available to ensure everything runs smoothly. As your valet, I will be responsible for cooking your meals, procuring groceries, preparing your clothes for the day, and cleaning your apartment. If it is to your liking, I can also provide cosmetic services such as washing and treating your hair, or providing nail care. Before I undertook this profession, I trained to be a tailor, and as such I'm quite skilled at mending and sewing, should you need it. Yes, I've already been made aware of your dietary needs, as well as your clothing and shoe sizes. As for the rest, I would be happy to quiz you later on your exact preferences once you're feeling a little better. I have no doubt that I will have them memorized in no time. In the meantime, you will find I'm excellent at anticipating the needs of others. I'm sorry to say that I am incapable of silencing the birds, no matter how insufferably cheerful they sound. I understand you've had quite the evening out, so I've brought you something that will be a bit gentler on your stomach than your customary mimosa and croque madame. Do you require assistance getting out of bed? Far be it from me to contradict your desires, Your Grace, but leaving you to die in peace would go against everything I stand for. Valet's code of honor, you know. Besides, it was rather a lot of work getting you into bed in the first place. You don't remember? Shall I refresh you while you have your breakfast? Of course, whether I stay in this room or leave you alone in misery is entirely at your discretion. It is not my place to object. The terms of my resignation, I'm afraid, is something you'll have to discuss with your father. I'd be remiss if I did not at least let you have a look at your breakfast, just to see if it is up to your surely exacting standards. Thank you, Your Grace. Given your wan state, I would normally be happy to serve it to you in bed, but you seem to be lacking a proper breakfast tray. I will be sure to purchase one at the soonest convenience. I've brought a pair of sunglasses, so the morning light will not dazzle you. Shall I fetch Your Grace a robe? Allow me, then. Here, take my arm, Your Grace. Very good. On your feet. And it's just over here on the breakfast table. Voila. Sparkling ice water, 2 aspirin, dandelion root tea, and a bowl of miso soup with green onions, potatoes, and leeks. Bon appetit. If this succeeds in rousing your appetite, I should be happy to prepare you something a little more substantial afterwards. Were you expecting a bit of the hair of the dog? No, I would not punish you so, Your Grace. Hydration, food, and painkillers will sort you out worlds better than chugging some vile concoction. I'm not of the school of thought that remedies for eventful evenings should be gruesome. The morning after my 18th birthday celebration, my father made me drink a concoction of raw eggs, Worcester sauce, cinnamon, and a measure of gin. I don't remember it fondly. That experience taught me that gentler remedies work best. That particular tea aids in digestion as well as liver function, and the soup will help you replenish electrolytes. It is a combination I've used myself to great success in the past. Please enjoy. While you eat, I will lay out your clothes for the day. Oh, yes, I promised I would fill the blanks in your memory, did I not? Let us see to your wardrobe first, if you would. Let's see. Would your grace care to wear the khakis with a breezy linen shirt today? Or perhaps the black trousers and burgundy shirt? Sandals or loafers? Yes. Very good. And how is your breakfast? Is it to your grace's liking? Wonderful. I'm so glad to hear it. When you are finished eating, I will draw you a bath. Yes, it is difficult living alone at times, isn't it? It is my pleasure to be of service. To return to your earlier question, Riley and I found you in quite the dishevelled state in the courtyard this morning. You were sound asleep, half immersed in a bush and covered in dew. The whole situation was so strange that I feel I must ask, for the benefit of your health, of course, what on earth happened? It's a wonder you did not catch a chill. I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that game, Your Grace. Cards, I assume? I see. For every card you lost, you or your playing partner had to sample from an assortment of miniature liquor bottles. Go on. Oh, merciful heavens. You had that many. I'm impressed that your grace managed to stagger as far as the courtyard. I see. That was rather noble of you, rescuing your partner from embarrassment like that, especially when it is not your habit to indulge to such an extent. As someone with a low tolerance for alcohol myself, I can appreciate your kindness and fortitude in the face of such a sadistic group of card players. Oh, you need not worry. To my knowledge, no one else came across you in the courtyard, and Riley certainly will not tell a soul. As for my discretion, that goes without saying. Oh, how remiss of me. That is Riley, curled up at the foot of your grace's bed. She is my service dog. Why, yes, I am quite serious. We are a matched set. If I am your gentleperson's gentleman, then Riley is your gentleperson's gentleman's gentle dog, I suppose. I owe her the world. I beg your pardon, Your Grace. It's not customary of me to negate the opinion of my client, but in this matter I must object. I would never allow a beast into your home, and she does not shed. As a matter of fact, I had her professionally groomed just yesterday in preparation for our arrival here. Riley is an intelligent, obedient, standard poodle with several years of rigorous training under her belt. I assure you she does not bite, bark excessively, or make messes. Furthermore, she's the key to my independence and safety. If you disapprove of her presence, then I'm afraid our working relationship must end here. Oh, I see. Apology accepted, of course. I was not informed that larger dogs made you nervous. That's certainly something that ought to have been in the brief your father gave me. I am sorry, Your Grace. Your father owned mastiffs. You were 7 years old. Say no more. It is no wonder you reacted strongly. I'm not one to disparage any dog breed, only inept dog owners. From what you have told me, it is becoming abundantly clear that your father owned them solely for the status and intimidation they provided. How unfortunate. Given that your father knew all about Riley, I would have thought he would have mentioned that you... Well, I am terribly sorry. There must have been some mistake. Does your Grace mean to imply that he hired me as some kind of joke? Why, Well, I cannot say whether I can agree or not. I know even less of your father than I do of you. I have, however, been the victim of enough cruel pranks not to be surprised if it was his intention all along to make a laughingstock out of both of us. Normally I would not divulge such details, but given the situation, I feel I must be frank. After we discussed my credentials and terms, your father told me about you. He said you were a typical wealthy man's scion. Selfish, lazy, a layabout, prone to drinking and partying and spending your monthly stipends frivolously. Yes, at the time, I optimistically thought he meant to hire me so that I should lend some much-needed quiet and orderliness to your home, so that you might have the proper surroundings to focus on more productive undertakings. Well, now I suspect he rather hoped to hire me as something of a babysitter. I must admit, when I arrived here, I didn't carry the most flattering first impression of you. But I have met selfish, lazy layabouts. I have worked for them. And your Grace seems very little like how your father described. You are clearly kind to others, and receptive to kindness. You apologized for your misgivings about Riley. And in spite of waking up under extremely surprising circumstances, with a stranger wandering about your bedchambers, you reacted to a baffling situation with exceptional grace, all things considered. Are you in need of a babysitter? I think not. Even in the small amount of time I've known you, it is clear that you are not a child, any more than I am a nanny. However, I do think you are in need of a valet. You seem rather in need of the sort of care and companionship that I provide, Your Grace, if you don't mind me saying so. The unfortunate state of your pantry alone is enough to convince me of that. And as for the rest of your abode, while neatness is no accurate judge of moral character, it does worry me seeing Your Grace live like this. Perhaps it is the stubborn streak in me, but I would like to endeavour to make this work, if possible. I truly believe my services would benefit Your Grace in the long run, and should this arrangement prove successful, I rather think it should rankle anyone who may have set us up to fail. Would you not agree? As you said before, it can be difficult living alone. Things pile up. I could lessen that burden for you. Of course, it is up to Your Grace's discretion. Allow me to tell you a little about us before you make your decision. I was diagnosed with epilepsy when I was 21. My case is mild compared to some of my relatives, but it was decided early on I would benefit from having a service dog. Enter Riley. In my 8 years of valet service, not once has my condition resulted in a dismissal. Extensive journaling and research on my part over the years has made it so that I more or less know what triggers a serious attack, and fortunately they tend to be few and far between. As long as I rest, take my medication, and have Riley to assist me, I'm capable of providing the same quality of service as anyone, if not more. She is incredibly useful, an absolute boon, in fact. She knows hundreds of words and commands. Many of them are for my benefit, but with a little work, there are many that you could make use of as well, should you wish to. Indeed, I encourage it. Riley is people-oriented, eager to learn, and extremely loyal. In short, she is perfect for the service industry. Also, there is something that some people don't realize about poodles. She becomes rather anxious and depressed if she doesn't have enough to do. It is a trait we share, if I may be honest with your grace. Therefore, we would both be thrilled if you made use of us. It is what we are put on this earth for. Well, she knows the basics, of course. Sit, stand, down. No, Riley, you needn't demonstrate, but thank you, my love. She's learned circle, which is useful in crowded streets or markets. If needed, she'll create a bit of breathing space for me by walking in a circle around me. She also knows a technique known as deep tissue pressure, where if needed, she'll lie down on my chest should I find myself in the grip of a seizure. She knows to lead me away from certain triggers, such as flashing lights or places with strong smells. Should I show symptoms of distress, she knows how to check on me and fetch my medication if it's not within reach. There's not been a need for her to do such things for quite some time, thankfully, but knowing that she's capable of helping me at a moment's notice is an indescribable comfort. In our years together, she's alerted me about a handful of other people and their symptoms as well. It's not something I taught her how to do, but she's sensed high blood sugar levels in diabetics before, for example. As for everyday, non-medical commands, Riley can turn on light switches, open doors. She can even assist in tidying up a room, as long as there's a basket to place objects in. She also regularly helps me find missing things. Everything from the location of the car in a crowded car park to a dropped pair of cufflinks. With a little training, I could add commonly misplaced objects of yours to her repertoire. Of course, I do restrict her access to the kitchen. I keep her immaculately groomed, and she's too well trained to make off with any of my ingredients. But the second I get out the bacon or some gizzards, she gives me the saddest eyes. I know these circumstances are a little unusual, but knowing what you know, Your Grace would like to give us a chance. Oh, that is wonderful to hear. In that case, would you care to let Riley sniff your hand? Given how much you have understandably avoided dogs, I would not be surprised if you were not aware. It is her way of getting to know you. Oh, you need not force yourself to, of course, if the idea is too uncomfortable. Very good, Your Grace. Riley, here. Good girl. I'm sure she can sense that you are a little bit nervous, but no, she would not interpret that as a threat. See her relaxed posture and wagging tail. She's curious about you. All you need to do is show her your hand for a moment or two. She will not lick you. I taught her better manners than that. There we are. Now she knows your scent. Have you ever pet a dog before, Your Grace? You can, if you want to. She particularly enjoys being scratched behind the ears. She is soft, isn't she? Oh, I could pet her for hours. There go her eyes, glazing over. Your Grace, you are a natural. All right, Ripley, go lie back down. That's a good girl. You did very well, Your Grace. Of course she likes you. I dare say there is a lot to like. It is as promising a sign as any that you and I will make a fine match. It looks like you've finished your breakfast. In that case, I will away and draw you that bath.